In this digital world, it's so easy to get caught up chasing that next project, that next paycheck. But what if you could build something that actually generates value for you, even when you're not actively working? That's what we're going to dive into today. How to shift from just trading your time for money to building real, long-term digital assets.
So this really boils down to one simple but really powerful question. Are you building an income or are you building an asset? And yeah, they might sound like the same thing, but trust me, the mindset behind them is worlds apart. One's a sprint for cash, and the other, that's a marathon for creating lasting wealth.
And I think this comparison just nails it. Are you the laborer, constantly on that treadmill, working hard for that next immediate payment? Or are you the architect, stepping back to design a system, a machine that can generate value on its own? It's pretty clear that in the long run, the real winners are the architects.
All right, so how do you actually become that architect? Well, it all starts with a blueprint, and this blueprint is built on 5 core principles. Let's break them down, one by one.
Okay, principle number 1 is predictability. This is all about creating systems that are consistent. I mean, just imagine for a second, knowing, with a pretty high degree of confidence, what your revenue is going to look like next month. That is the power of a predictable system.
What that does is it replaces, just hoping for the best with some real certainty. And that kind of stability, well, it isn't just comforting for you. It's a super strong foundation for growth. Why? Because it builds trust and it makes scaling up what you're doing so much easier.
Next up, we have efficiency. Now, this is not about working harder or longer hours. Not at all. It's about working smarter. It's about looking at your process and asking, how can I get the most bang from my buck? How much value are you actually creating for every single hour you put in?
This is really the difference between just using brute force versus using leverage. When you automate things, when you simplify your workflows, you create so much more capacity for yourself without adding more stress or risking burnout. And honestly, that's the secret to sustainable growth, right there.
Our third principle is a huge one, retention. We've all heard it, right? It's so much cheaper and easier to keep a customer than to constantly be out there finding a new one. When you can keep people engaged with what you're doing, you start to build this incredible momentum. Just think of it like a snowball rolling downhill. Each rotation adds a new layer, and it just gets bigger and faster on its own. You finally get to stop that exhausting cycle of always feeling like you're starting from scratch. Instead, you're building on what you already have, and your efforts start to compound over time. Okay, principle 4 is all about expansion. And this is how you grow your business intelligently. It is not about being pushy or aggressive with upselling. It's actually the opposite. It's about paying close attention to your audience and what they're doing, and then offering them more of what they already value and enjoy. The healthiest kind of growth is always organic. It's not about forcing something on someone, it's about nurturing a genuine interest that's already there. That way, it feels helpful, not salesy. And our final principle, resilience. Let's be real, the digital world can be a wild place. Algorithms change overnight, platforms can disappear. Resilience means you're actually prepared for that. It means you haven't put all your eggs in one basket.
Basically, diversification is your shield. When you have multiple ways of reaching people, multiple streams of revenue, or a wide customer base, you build a system that can handle pretty much any storm the internet decides to throw at you.
All right, so that's the theory. We've gone through all 5 principles. But what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's get practical and bring this down to earth. This chart really lays it out. So for predictability, think about something as simple as a subscription model or recurring workflows. For efficiency, that's all about automation and using AI to help out. Retention? That could be a great onboarding experience that keeps people coming back. For expansion, you could have tiered offerings or complementary services. And diversification? Well, that's having multiple revenue streams or being on different platforms. And the thing is, you're probably already doing some of this. The goal now is to be more strategic about it.
So as we start to wrap this up, it's so important to remember. This isn't just a list of business tactics you can try. This is a complete shift in your mindset.
So what are the big takeaways here? First, build systems, not just a series of one-off jobs. Create predictability to lower your risk and build trust. Focus hard on retention, because that's how you compound your growth. Let your expansion follow genuine user interest, not pressure. And always diversify to protect your future. If you can master these, you're not just playing the game anymore, you're changing how it's played.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to this. Are you building something temporary, or are you building a permanent structure? The architect's mindset is all about creating assets that endure, assets that grow, and assets that create value for years and years to come.
So, I'll leave you with this challenge. What is one small system you can start building today? It really doesn't have to be perfect or huge. The important thing is just to start. Because the sooner you begin building assets, the sooner they can start working for you.